Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I'm here with Mixed Media Mayhem. And every week a group of crafters get together and create a scrap lift with some mixed media. And once a month, all of the mixed media gurus let us join in. And so this week my friend Mel got to pick and she selected this layout by Scrappy Kathy. And it is so much fun. However, I am going to say up front, I cheated a little. There really is no mixed media on my layout, but I am using mixed media paper because I finally cut into a little bit more of my Spectrum Sherbert by 49 in Market. So, and I just couldn't bring myself to actually add any more mixed media. Now, I may go in later and add in some little splattery bits here or there, but I really just love the way this looked. And so I have these 4 full papers, and then this pink one in the back is actually from where I cut some frames out for another layout. I have this entire little box of the Tidal Wave ephemera bits. I have this entire box of the Strawberry Lemonade ephemera bits. Then I have this box that has some tags and stuff in it. I don't end up pulling anything out of that because I'm sticking with each section is monochromed. So I do have the rub-ons, I do have the little baubles and some other things. So, and a couple of scraps. So I have my papers, my embellishments, my pictures, and this awesome layout to scrap lift. So let's see how this goes. So first things first, I trim off the branding strip from this awesome paper so that I can use the back of that as my mat for the layout. And so I'm carefully selecting what I'm doing here. One, this is like my absolute favorite collection, and I don't want to waste anything. So I want each corner to be the corner that has the white on the edges. So I can't just cut, willy-nilly. I got to pay attention. So I'm laying it where it's going to go on the, down as I'm going. So to get this corner, because I want the orange to be the bottom left corner, I need to cut the branding strip off. So I get that done, and I'm cutting them in 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. And this right here would have been a pretty layout, just this side right here, but I am using the other side because it's almost identical in ways to what Scrappy Kathy has. And so I like this. So I just connected it on the back so that I can flip that over and add it to the pink. Now I flipped it over and I was like, oh no, I've put one of these on upside down, but it was not. The fact that they were all the right way. I mean, I was very particular to try and make sure that I had this right. So I love the way this looks. Now, it's going to look even better once I cover up those where they join, because then it's not going to look like there's such an abrupt ending or they don't end in the same places, things like that. So I first pulled out some yarn and I considered stitching and changed my mind. I found this piece of, it's like a dark navy blue, really, ribbon, and it's got like a little weave through it, a stitch through it. And so I thought, since I had enough of it, that this would work for me. So that is what I did. I just put some double-sided tape down the center and then down the both centers, and then laid that down. And I love the contrast, the drastic difference between that and those bright colors. And it's similar to what she has in the aspect of it divides the 4 sections, but mine goes all the way to the edge of this paper. Now I'm going to mat it on that pink paper so it won't go from end to end. It will have that stopping point from where the pink paper in the background is going to be. So, but I'm very excited about how this layout turned out. And like I said, I know I cheated and didn't use actual mixed media, but I feel like diving into my Spectrum Sherbert a little bit more should give me some, it should let me off the hook a little. So I'm just putting the ephemera bits that I've pulled out from my collection for each color, because that's what she has done, is put, it's pretty much 4 monochrome layouts and then 2 pictures joining them together. So I did do 1 picture horizontal and 1 picture vertical because the picture of me and my mom would have looked really weird if I had cut it down to fit in a vertical form, because I think it would have been like trimming off the side of our head or something, and I didn't want to do that. So I thought I could just make this work, and I love how it looks. So I'm now going to fussy cut this aqua or teal, and I also fussy cut the yellow because I did not have the butterfly that you see in the pink and the orange. I did not have in teal and yellow. It's because it is either because it didn't come with one or I've already used it, which is super possible because I've used this collection about 3 times now in the last 2 months, and I had it for, I'd say, at least a month before I actually cut into the first piece. And so I love this collection so much. There's so much gorgeous, just everything about this collection I love, except that, you know, when I use it, it's the pieces disappear and they don't replenish themselves, which is just strange, right? So I have put some fun foam down on this corner because I know that's where my picture is going to go. And I put a little fun foam on the bottom so that my picture does not dip down at the bottom. And I don't want to put it all over the back because then it's going to be on top of that ribbon, as well as the frames and all the other little baubles. So I want to make sure that I just put it in places where there's nothing underneath it necessarily. So I get that down, and then I tuck in this one of me and my mom, and I'm really loving how this is looking. It is not exactly like Kathy's, but it is pretty close to her, the concept of what she's doing. And then I just take all the different things and just start laying them down. Not a lot of rhyme and reason. I try and put the frames pretty close to the picture, except the yellow I end up putting a little bit further out. I do have the butterfly in the yellow more dimensional because I don't really have a lot of dimension in the yellow. So I kind of made the butterfly more dimensional. The other ones are more flat to the page. I considered inking around the 2 that are pink or that are white around the outside that came from the ephemera kit, but changed my mind and just added things, you know, as I went. I did want to make sure each of the 4 squares had a round element, at least 1 or 2. I wanted to make sure that they all got a little bobble. When I get closer to that point, they all had a butterfly and they all have some type of a frame. Now the orange and the pink have the flat ephemera frames that are pretty much identical except for their color. And then the other ones have like a chipboard frame. And then they all have at least 1 or 2 word phrases. And I think they all have at least 2. So I love the way it's turning out. I tucked in a little tag to go underneath my picture of me, the picture of me in the balloon. I will put the date there. I don't do it on camera. And then I'm adding the little baubles to different places so they'll stand out, or there's nothing really to cover up because there was no boo-boos. Yay. So I just put them in places that I thought they would either enhance the look or add something to the layout. And then I go and add a little heart as well in each of the 4 areas. And in different places, I don't want them all to be the same place because I want this to be, you know, pretty much 4 separate layouts in each of the corners. So here is Scrappy Kathy's layout again. See her, however it is she has that divided, doesn't go all the way to the top of the page. Mine doesn't either because, like I said, I've matted it and it's not, it doesn't go all the way to the top. So here is the close-up. So I'm going to go through each of the colors one at a time. And like I said, I'll add the date to that yellow label that's above my picture. And I don't know if I'll do any journaling on this because there is going to be at least one other page that I have either already done or will be doing, depending on with how those are in my lineup that has a little bit of journaling on it. So I hope you'll go below and check out all of the awesome creatives who are scrapbooking and documenting with Mixed Media Mayhem. And I hope you'll come back and see me again very soon. Have a great day and happy scrapping.